Good morning, Kent Innovation High biology students. I'm Mr. Schultz, and I am excited to be back at Innovation High. For those of you who do not know, before Mrs. Berner was there, I was the biology facilitator. So I'm excited to be back, and I'm also excited that you as a class are helping me with the project I am on with the KISD, and that is the Edify project. You may recognize this screen here as the screen where you've done some of your assessments. Well, Mrs. Berner has also offered her hand to help us test the next part of Edify, which is using it to personalize your learning and really support your understanding. So this is not to replace your project-based learning, but it's to be kind of a bridge between coming in and understanding the content and using that understanding to really enhance your projects. It will also provide Mrs. Berner information that she can use to help create and build workshops. So real quickly, I'm just going to jump in and show you a few items that you might be, well, you should be aware of to help you understand how to work the system. So as a student, to navigate the system, we are aware that there's a little bit of scrolling. We're trying to work that out. But for now, what you can do is scroll down to the bottom, and you will have a drop-down menu here, as well as be able to use the next unit navigator buttons. And in this case, we will be going to molecular biology. And underneath molecular biology, you'll see a number of lessons. The first one is a pre-assessment. Mrs. Berner will tell you when it's time to take that. And then there's other lessons in here. Now, Mrs. Berner will decide if you will take these lessons as a class or individually, as well as the additional resources. But just to give you an idea what it might look like when you view a lesson, you'll come in and there'll be a primary resource lesson video for you right here. And then there's other additional resources. And again, this is up to Mrs. Berner or you as far as how you go along and which resources you use. But at the end of each lesson is an assessment. And these assessments we call formative, which means they really are just for you to see where you're at, and as well as for Mrs. Berner to see so she can create workshops. Therefore, you should not be threatened by them, but really use them to guide your learning. And as you go through and get those, it will also help you identify what you need to dive deeper into so that you can really finish your project and finish it while it's hitting all the standards that are meant to be hit. So I've jumped back to your course page and just want to point out whenever, if you do get lost, you can always hit dashboard and it will bring you back to the very beginning, then you can just select course again. The other items you might want to know about is review for improvement. This is what makes Edify different than Echo. When you take your assessments, your formative assessments, based upon how you do, the system automatically gives you resources. Now these resources could be similar to the ones that are already found or provided to you by Ms. Berner and Echo, but they could be different ones too. So perhaps you could use all the resources that are at your needs to really enhance your understanding of the content. Finally, the last button would be Learner Profile. When you click here, this is where you can go back and see how you did on different assessments. So for example, this student has completed the same assessments that you did in class and can come back and take a look at them by viewing previous attempts. Anyhow, I wanted to keep this short and sweet, and hopefully it was just enough to get you guys started. I will be available to help Mrs. Berner, as will Mr. Steenstra, who will be stopping in sometime this morning, I believe. So again, thank you, and I look forward to working with you as a class.